I've been asked to present this award, but before...
See, it's not easy, is it?
Before we... Those Russian scientists didn't have that problem. You know why? Because they never showed them getting out of the chair. That's why. I've been asked to award this to Vivian for Stanley Kubrick, who will accept it for her father. But I would like to ask someone to join me in presenting this award. One of our more talented actors in our profession, and one of the stars of another Stanley Kubrick great film, Clockwork Orange. So Malcolm McDowell is here tonight, and I'd like him to join us.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, we share a few other things, but we won't talk about that tonight.
Not tonight, no.
Yes.
How extraordinary. Well, I'll just have a few stories about Stanley. How could one not, as we're here? And you were only 12, weren't you, when I worked with him? So,
no, 9 and 10.
9?
I was just...
Words.
I bloody was. It was 69 and 70. I think you're more likely to have forgotten, but
well,
anyway.
Then I've got to add a few more years to my age, but anyway, I don't need to do that. But Stanley was, of course, the most extraordinary director. I mean, that of course goes without saying. What I think is remarkable about Stanley is that, you know, his range is so enormous. I mean, he covered every genre of film. I mean, John Ford, of course, was a very great director, but you knew what you were going to get, a great Western or something like that. But
never repeated himself.
No. Stanley, of course, did, you know, this 2001, it's a miracle of film, and you know, before 2001, science fiction movies were Flash Gordon with cardboard sets, and this is such an enormous leap that people like George Lucas and Spielberg and all that came along afterwards, and they sort of got in on the coattails of that. And you know, Stanley was, of course, a genius at that kind of thing, and we got to benefit from some of the camera equipment that you used on 2001. And, but anyway, listen, we can go on about Stanley, the genius that he was and all the rest of it. You know, he wasn't that great of a director for actors in a nurturing way. Sit down, shut up. I asked him once, Stanley, have you got an idea about, well, you know, this scene? He looked at me, he said, "Gee, Malcolm, I'm not Rada." I went, "Oh, how interesting." Rada, for you people that don't know what it is, it's the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. It's where you go to learn how to act. Anyway, so I sort of said, "Has anybody got a call sheet?" I went, "Well, look at this, Stanley. It says S. Kubrick, director. No chance, I suppose, of any direction." Anyway, he did laugh. He had a very wicked sense of humor. And I'll tell you, didn't he? I'll tell you one story. It's amazing being up here with this man, too. You know, when I heard I had to go meet Mr. Kubrick to talk to him about, I didn't know what. I thought I'd better go and see his latest film. So I rushed off to see 2001. And of course, sort of blew me away. I came out in an absolute fog in Soho in West End of London, and then somebody told me, "Did you see the ape that was wearing the sneakers?" I went, "No, I missed that." He went, "Oh, go see it again. Here, smoke this. Go see it again, and you'll see it." I took his advice. I did have a few puffs, I won't mind admitting. And it wasn't only tobacco. And I sat there and I was watching all the feet of these bloody apes, if you don't mind me saying. And it was absolute bollocks. They were all completely, you know, completely real. There was no sneakers at all. But it was a very good way to, I think the MGM publicity department must have put that out, just to get people to go, the potheads, to go see it again. Anyway, rambling on here.
Well, you know, they changed their advertising campaign when the people started walking out at the premiere. So if you see an old poster that came out about a month later, in big caps it said, "The Ultimate Trip."
That's right. And they weren't only talking about the trip into space, were they? No. Well, of course, it was a trip into space, as it were. Anyway, here we are talking about this very great man, your daddy.
My daddy.
Your dad. What a lovely thing. God, I haven't seen her. So nice to see Vivian here. She was always, of course, Dad's favourite. I shouldn't even say that. This is the Heisman Trophy for... what is it under there? Is that the world under there, or is it a football? Anyway, it doesn't really look like your dad, does it?
I believe it's a helmet. I think he must be a deep sea.
Well, Stanley, wherever you are, here's to you, my friend. You were the best.
Here, here.
Vivian, there you are, darling. That's for you, and you can use this as a doorstop.
I just want to thank very much Jean-Christophe and Buzz Aldrin, actually. He isn't here, is he? He's just about my biggest hero in the world. Anyway, and Frédéric for giving my father this Lifetime Achievement Award. Actually, it's not breaking tradition that he's not here tonight accepting it, so I accept it with great thanks, and I hope that you enjoy the film later on tonight, if you haven't seen it, which would be incredible if you haven't seen it. But anyway, good night.